Well, the Champions League is here, and for some clubs it's gone. And boys, we gotta raise a glass. Cristiano's gone. Manchester United's out. Feels bad, man. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're tuning in. Thanks for listening. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea. Down below that, Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspurs. Boys, you guys want to make fun of Manchester United tonight?
Yes.
Always, right?
Always, yeah. always down for the United slander.
My favorite narrative is watching your owners purchase Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, and Rafael Varane in the same window and then blame the owners.
You want to talk about some I don't know if it's poetic justice or what you would call this, because I'm not actually a smart person like that. But United fans were real loud this summer when they were making fun of Arsenal's transfer window and comparing it to their own. And I don't know about you, but I think I would rather have had Arsenal's transfer window last summer than theirs if you look at it 9 months on. I'm just saying. Table doesn't lie. But yeah, so hello, everyone. We're going to make fun of Manchester United tonight, and that's what we're here for.
But first, we need to make fun of Chelsea.
Yeah, well, there will be plenty of that as well. Because, of course, Chelsea have their situation. But what we've got on offer for you guys this evening, as always, we're going to hit the comments from last week's episode. We're going to talk about the Premier League, the matches that have happened, had a handful of them. We're going to talk over the Champions League games, that were played last Wednesday and then today on Tuesday of this week. And then we're going to preview the handful of Premier League games we have smattered between now and Sunday. And then we've got FA Cup weekend coming up before all the clubs dip into an international break, unfortunately. Yes, we have an international break coming up. It's literally the worst time of the year.
Always.
I cannot stand those 10 days. They're just... I mean, I guess we do have World Cup qualifiers. USA has some World Cup. I think we have a Mexico game. We should have the game at the Azteca, if I'm not mistaken, which is exciting, especially if we get a win at the Azteca. But I digress, and we will talk about that next week if that is actually happening. I haven't done the research, so I don't know. But before we get too deep tonight, we always would like to ask for your support and ask for you to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, follow, give us a thumbs up, rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcast or whatever app or listening platform that you are partaking this in on. That would really help us. We really appreciate it. We like interacting with you, so leave us a comment so that we can talk about it. I don't know if you guys can hear in the background. I'm sure you can. My cat is talking to us right now. So
cat's in the comment section right now.
He's in the comment section right now. He's he is laughing at Manchester United with all of us. But we really would hope that you would do that for us, because we wouldn't want anything inconvenient to happen to you, right, Sean?
Yeah, because if you don't like, subscribe, rate, review 5-star, then what may befall on you is you are moving some things around and things aren't in the same place that you are used to. And at the nighttime, and it's not easy to see, you may bang the entire crap out of your toes.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the old, I'm not flicking anybody off with my foot because that thing is black right now. It is not a normal color right now.
I need you to subscribe 5-star and rate us.
I will be
like you.
Yes.
Your life just seems like it would be so much better if you could just rate, review, subscribe 5-star the podcast.
I should
share with a friend.
Start doing it every week, and then I'll have less and less mild inconveniences.
It seems like you need to just make up like an army of burner accounts so that you can like pick a new burner account and subscribe again. I'm sure you could.
the Kevin Durant of podcasts.
I'm sure you could dig up your old UVAY's email account and sign up for YouTube that way or something. I don't know how that works anymore.
Sure, I'll try it.
But yeah, so if you could do all those things, like, comment, subscribe, we would really appreciate it. Let's hit those comments from last week. Had a couple from our usuals. We had Joel, Jimmy, and Will hitting us up in the comments. Joel had some thoughts about this Newcastle-Chelsea match that was played, and we'll talk about that, I guess, right now, because his entire comment is based on it. So maybe I should hold it till later in the podcast, but I already previewed it, so we're going to talk about it. Brad, this is kind of targeted at you, but he says,
"Oh, that's fine."
Brad crying about refs being against Chelsea. Did he watch the game on Sunday? Havertz probably should have been sent off, but not too angry about that. Then the penalty shout on Murphy, not even a close call. Ref is in an awful position, and then VAR didn't review. Absolute farce. Chelsea lucky to get a win at home to Newcastle. How times are changing. Hashtag Chelsea go bankrupt everywhere they go. Hashtag Mike Ashley is coming for you. And
wow,
whoa, those are some serious words. So a little bit more context.
I got one there though.
A little bit more context.
Boris Johnson is coming for you.
Boris Johnson?
Yeah, coming for those Saudi owners next.
Is that a thing?
Probably it should be.
Oh, so this is not true.
It's just banter back.
This is not breaking news.
Okay.
Not yet.
You need to,
but it probably will be.
I guess we'll see. A little context for everybody. Chelsea got an 89th minute winner against Newcastle at home on Sunday, so they picked up all 3 points. Now, the three of us, we did preview that game, and we did all have predictions. Brad predicted a 2-0 Chelsea victory. Sean predicted a 2-1 Chelsea victory, and I alone predicted a Newcastle win, a 1-0 Newcastle victory. Now, I got the score correct. You guys both got the scores wrong, but I got the winner incorrect. And you guys got the winners correct. So I think we call it a wash because none of us were right.
Well, the only person to get the winner right and one of the goals right would be me. So I think I should win this one. I'm gonna put that argument there. I had 2 of the 3.
I just disagree.
Well, I had 2 of the 3.
I had 2.
I had 1 of 3. I had
all 3.
0. No, you had 0 because Chelsea scored the goal. Newcastle scored 0. So you're wrong on that.
I got the score correct. It was just inverted.
Which means you got it wrong.
I got the number of goals correct. We can just keep adding qualifiers onto this to see who is more correct here.
I got the amount of fans in the stands correct.
They're still there. We can still sell. We sold tickets to this one.
Well, you're not selling any additional tickets. You're just allowing season ticket holders who have already purchased tickets to come in. We do have a ticket story that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. That is absolutely comical. But yeah, so my context on this. So I read Joel's comment and I said, "Oh man, I didn't actually watch this Newcastle Chelsea game. I wanted to, but it was an inopportune time. So let me go back and watch the extended highlights." So I go back, I watch it. The Havertz one, that looks bad, bro. He is leading. He's jumping and leading with his elbow.
He's not leading. Leading with his elbows are out. Both elbows are out as he is jumping. And you can't hope that Dan Burn is 6'9", 7 foot tall as a center back.
The reason why his elbow is leading is because he has both vertical and horizontal momentum. If he only had vertical momentum, then I would not use the word leading, but his horizontal momentum brings him in that direction. So his arm is in front of the rest of his body. So his elbow is leading his body on his horizontal momentum. And that horizontal momentum is what puts his elbow into Dan Bird's face.
No, it's not. His arm gets caught on Dan Bird's shoulder. Look, his arm gets caught on Dan Bird's shoulder. That's not his fault.
Do you even physics, bro?
It's not his fault. If he's jumping up and you get caught on a cliff, that's not your fault.
If Dan Burn did that to Havertz, would you feel the same way?
Yeah.
There's not a chance. All we would have heard about is the Chelsea ref bias.
That wouldn't have been
the
the
refs
one.
are out for us. Anthony
we would
Taylor
have
hates
stats. Yeah, we would have had stats on this ref
You're wrong.
before. It would have been in the notes.
No, you're on the wrong call here, you guys. You're on the wrong call here.
Brad would have looked up the last time this ref.
I disagree. Listen.
Brad would have looked at the last time this refed one of their games and been like, "Oh, well, we lost the last time and then we won the Premier League. It's written in the stars," or some ridiculous crap like that. But you're referring, Brad, to the penalty. Tell me.
What are you talking about?
Give me the Chelsea spin on why that wasn't a penalty, because holy shit,
that was a
penalty.
He got all ball.
I'm not even convinced Chalobah touched the ball.
I think he touched the ball.
All ball.
I'm not even convinced he touched the ball. So Chalobah just gets a fistful of jersey. Murphy gets by him, and Chalobah just gets a fistful of jersey, like tugging his jersey, and then regains position. The ball goes out of bounds. It looks like his foot gets near it, but their knees lock up. Their knees hit each other. It's like, please, everyone who is listening to this who hasn't seen it, go to YouTube, type in Chelsea versus Newcastle. It's in like the second half sometime, maybe like I don't remember what minute it's in, but it's horrible.
He touches the ball.
But okay. So
the ref had a terrible game. That referee had a terrible game. It's like he lost control and then decided to just start throwing out yellows to try and regain control.
Do you remember? I see his face now.
Me too.
I don't remember what his name.
I don't know his name. I do not know his name.
His face reminds me of other games that I've seen where I've seen that before from him, where he loses control of the game and just starts yellow carding everyone in an attempt to regain control, and it just spirals out of control.
Yes.
I think I would like, in order to be able to speak to his control over the game, I think I would have to watch the game in totality. But he absolutely got both those calls. He at least got the penalty wrong. And it's shameful that VAR doesn't go back and fix it. Like
I think VAR went back and watched it and didn't change the call because he got the ball.
See, you're not even sure he got the ball. You're not even sure. So even if we accept that Chalobah got the ball, the only reason he's in a position to touch the ball is because he's ripped Murphy's shirt. It's ridiculous. All right, we can't talk about this anymore. It's so bad. We're gonna skip over.
Chelsea got a dub. Kai Havertz with a goal.
It was a nice goal. It was a nice goal.
With a Cesc Fabregas-esque pass from Jorginho.
It was a good goal. Jimmy. So Sean. Jimmy is really excited whenever we get to talk about geography, whenever you get to tell us and show off your geography skills. Are there any other cities in England you want to move to, like maybe like North Ireland or Scotland or Wales?
Yeah, I don't know, but this maybe we'll get this groundswell going that we just start like a geography board behind me, and then we like it's all Velcro, and we just move the teams as they get placed in the wrong cities.
That would be funny.
So it starts out where they actually are, and then when I place them in the wrong city, we just Velcro move them over to the other place.
No, I think what we would have to do is we'd have to leave the teams off. And so when you, because the problem is
building the league.
Yeah, because the problem is if they were placed correctly to begin with, then you would never get
I would just turn around and look.
Well, before we talked about it, you would like study up so you wouldn't look stupid or something. But this way, like if you screw something up, we make a new Velcro of the team, like a new like sticker for the team.
Well, then maybe the plan is that you guys would have the board.
Oh, okay.
So that I can't look at it, and then you place them correctly and then move them.
Okay, we'll have to talk about this. Jimmy, if you have any ideas, give us in the comments. He also had a comment about the Chelsea ownership situation. So, Sean, you were bringing up different baseball owners that could buy Chelsea, and you brought up
there's three.
You brought up the Ricketts family, right? The Cubs owner.
Yeah.
And I forgot when we were talking about this last week that Jimmy is a Cubs fan. So his thoughts on this. I don't know that I agree that the Ricketts family would be good for Chelsea. As a Cubs fan, most people I know really want him out. Ricketts was great for the club to get us our World Series, but ever since then, the priority is to rebuild infrastructure and build a media service to build even more revenue. But none of that has been put back into the team. Maybe we are just in a waiting period, but we have been selling and not trying to spend any of that money to attract top talent. I would fear that if I were a Chelsea fan, short-term win over the support, only for a long-term club to be treated as a cash cow.
So I got this as the baseball guy around here. I got this. So Ricketts Ricketts spent a lot of money at the beginning, realizing he was spinning his wheels. He was throwing money at. He bought the team in like 07, 08, somewhere around there. So when he bought the team, he was throwing money at people like Derek Lee. And I know this is going to, for soccer fans, this is not going to hit home. Throwing money at basically what United are doing, and realizing it wasn't going anywhere, and he needed to sell everything completely off and start completely over, and did that. And that's how, and hire Theo Epstein and hire the right people, and did that. And then lost Theo Epstein to the MLB and tried to hire someone smart again, which they have decided, and who knows if this person is smart or not, they have decided that having 5 free agents come up in the same, they had Schwarber, Bryant, Rizzo, the shortstop, and someone else come up all in the same offseason that were all gonna, they're all really good. Javier Baez, they're all gonna demand big contracts. Paying all of those people in the same offseason, probably not a great idea. So they just decided to rebuild again.
So the Chelsea defensive line this year, Christensen, Aspie, so that was like Rudy.
I understand how Cubs fans would see it that way, but I also understand from a baseball perspective why it makes sense to just go ahead and rebuild, sell those guys off, not pay them all what they're worth, because they're all worth $20 to $30 million a year, and not explode. Because what happens when you do that is you explode your payroll, and then you can't afford to go out and get that piece, that John Lester that helped win you the last one. You can't afford to go get that one piece that's going to make you that one little bit better to win the championship.
Or it's going to be significantly more expensive to go get that piece.
And weren't the Ricketts just complaining about how poor they were, and now they're trying to buy Chelsea? Like, I thought I saw a bunch of Chicago fans tweeting about that.
No, they're not poor. They just offloaded all that.
I am here for the Candyman, Nick Candy. I publicly support his bid to become the new Chelsea owner. That is where my support lies at this time.
Did you buy that Chelsea share or something like that? There's like some like fan share that you could buy for like £100. Did you?
I should.
You should look.
I did not. Yeah, I got like the Chelsea supporters trust. Yep.
I don't know.
I personally, Whiteheart_Sean here. I'm here to support the Johnson family, the owners of the Jets, because nothing would make me happier than to see Chelsea turn into the Jets.
You know, I really think we need a British man to own Chelsea, so I'm going to publicly support Mike Ashley for Chelsea. Mike Ashley, come in, save Chelsea like you saved Newcastle. They really
Ashley doesn't have enough money. This isn't Newcastle. You can't buy it for $300 million.
They need
to add a couple zeros there. At least 1 0.
They need your stewardship, Mike Ashley. So get a group together and you can do it. Save Chelsea. Jimmy had another thought about the Liverpool-Inter Champions League game. So Alexis's second yellow was not a good decision to me. He's the clear winner of the ball, and he really wasn't close to the Liverpool player when he initiated the challenge. I felt that at the point of contact with the Liverpool player, the veracity of the challenge was completely gone. I was surprised it was even a foul despite the contact. His earlier challenge in the game for his first yellow was way worse. This game was a story of Liverpool destroying goalposts, but Inter scoring a stunner against the run of play. Good game to Inter for not giving up on the tie and really fighting for the win. I watched that game. I'm not sure I disagree that I think the second yellow card for Alexis was significantly softer than the first one. He does
very harsh.
He does his go studs up into the leg of whoever it was. And yes, it's not a super strong challenge. But it looks bad. And I don't know if he gets penalized because the Inter had just scored a goal, and maybe that's a little too conspiratorial for me. I'm not sure.
Refs messing with games? What is this?
Wouldn't be the first time. But I can't remember who the ref was for that game. I think it might have been the German guy, and he's generally pretty good. Or maybe it was the Spanish guy.
I think it was Italian. I want to say it was an Italian guy.
It can't be an Italian guy if it's Inter playing, Brad.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. The Italian guy refed the other game.
Maybe it was the Slovenian guy.
No, because that's Tottenham needs those refs.
I think it was the Spanish guy, and I think he's actually a pretty good referee. So I don't know. It probably wasn't, but anyway. So it was a good game. and Inter played really well, and they had chances at the end. But it is what it is, right?
Remind me again, to the league. So the leagues are providing these guys.
Yeah. So essentially, the top.
So that was a Bundesliga ref.
Yeah. So whoever it's their UEFA qualified. Whoever the top refs from the nations are, generally, it's like you'll get like Michael Oliver, Anthony Taylor from England. But we never see them in the Champions League because they can't ref English teams. So, and then also there's an added layer on top of that. So like when you get into like the quarterfinals and the semifinals, I think so if one side of the bracket has English teams in it, English refs can't ref any of those games. So even though they're not directly reffing an English game, they're reffing the team that could potentially face an English team. They can't ref that game. So like that's why we don't see a lot of English refs reffing Champions League finals and semifinals, at least for the last couple of years, because English teams have been all over those games. And there's
because the refs are hot garbage.
Well, like Michael Oliver is not a bad referee. Like if you were to rank UEFA referees, I'm sure Mike Oliver would be in like the top 10, probably in the top 5. I wouldn't be surprised. The problem is the depth. Like once you get past Michael Oliver,
Anthony Taylor can go kick rocks.
It goes south pretty quick.
You can go to the Sunday League.
Yeah, Oliver's had his spots, but he's not bad.
I think we can all agree he's no Howard Dean.
No, he definitely has his games where you're like, what the fuck are you looking
his name,
at?
Right? The bald guy, Howard Dean.
Yeah, Mike Dean.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Howard
Dean.
No, it's definitely Mike Dean.
Oh, Howard Dean is a politician. Oh, what's his
name?
That's the Biah guy. Biah!
Wait, hold on. Is there a Howard Dean referee? Oh, no, Howard Webb. Howard Webb. That's the guy.
Wow.
Howard Webb. I put Mike Dean and Howard Webb together. Mike Dean, the bald guy.
Yeah.
If I showed you a picture, you guys would all recognize him.
Yeah, Howard Webb. I'm with you. We all know who you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
Joel's probably gonna be pissed because we're just butchering all these English ref names.
We're not butchering the names. I just got confused on people.
Sorry, on who they are.
Here's an American take on this. We shouldn't know any of their names. They should all be equal.
Hey, what's your what's that? I'm not gonna I can't think of it now. My father has a baseball umpire that he really, really hates.
Joe West.
No, it's not Joe West.
Angel Hernandez.
Maybe it's him. See,
the fact that I can just pull 2 umpires that people hate is the problem with baseball.
Yeah, there you go. Will coming in. So we were talking about strikers who fall off, like center forwards who fall off, and I think I brought up Tevez, and so Will's response to that: you guys are harsh on Tevez. He was a beast at City until the incident with Mancini, and then he was a beast again at Juve. He just decided to go back to Argentina. Also, good luck finding any forward that's better than Henry with an Arsenal fan. Although good luck arguing. Yes, good luck arguing with any forward is better than Henry with an Arsenal fan. Although I think 98% of people would agree Henry is greater than Kane. Yeah, it's not a debate. It's not a conversation because Thierry Henry is unquestionably much better than Harry Kane in all facets of play.
I think that's where we landed last week with our discussion. Is clearly statistically Harry Kane is better at scoring goals, but there is so much more to the game than just scoring goals, and Henry's better at all of them. Just about.
I think we did the math and said that Henry was better at scoring goals than Kane. I think we saw that math.
From open play on his own, Harry Kane doesn't create on his own. Well, we could have this discussion again.
Harry
Kane, it's statistically better.
He scored
Henry
more.
Has more
he scored
goals per game.
Okay, he scored more goals, but like what do you mean statistically better?
No,
he scored more goals. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, with a lot more games played.
Yeah. So the argument that I would make is that Thierry Henry has a higher conversion rate, and therefore, if he had played the same number of games as Harry Kane, he would have scored more goals than Harry Kane, which I don't think anyone would disagree with.
I just tried to concede a little bit.
I'm going in. I'm defending my guy. If Arsenal ever release another all maroon kit, Like, so from the 06 season, 05-06 maroon shirt, I am 100% buying one, and I'm going to custom put Thierry Henry's name on the back. It's going to be an Henry 14 kit, because I think I see that maroon kit, and that's Thierry Henry written all over it for me. But that's also when I started watching Arsenal. So I thought
Henry's he's a better player. He's better with the ball at his feet. He's better moving. He's better off the ball. He's better in so many different ways.
Speaks better English.
He does. He does. I would need a clothespin to sound like Harry Kane.
So this next comment from Will, I think is kind of humorous. Have you guys noticed the CGI advertising boards?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. On the sideline.
Yeah. So the way that these work apparently is that they're like based on geography, like where you're watching the game, so they can specifically target ads to different viewing countries, things like that. So his comment: the CGI advertising boards on Paramount Plus are horrible. The ball boys, and sometimes players end up disappearing randomly if the colors don't line up well. And if there's fog in the stadium, all bets are off. I watched a game a month or two ago, and every player on the pitch was a gray ghost. If they insist on having CGI boards, they need to do what the MLB does and just leave it as green screen in the stadium. Having people flickering in and out of the existence in a Champions League game, PSG versus Barca last week, was pretty bad, or a top-flight domestic game is unacceptable. I remember noticing this in the and by PSG Barca, I think he means PSG Madrid. But I do remember seeing that in that game and thinking like, where like what's going on? It didn't click at first that it was a CGI issue until a couple minutes later. But
we have some possibly breaking news with our owner's sanctions in the European Union.
Possibly breaking news is not something we should report live on a podcast.
Well, we're not a live podcast.
The game is now in doubt. The game is now in doubt.
The Champions League game?
Okay.
Yes.
Now you have accurately described how to report that. It's now in doubt. Okay, thank you.
Put Chelsea Lille in doubt just 24 hours before kickoff.
Hell yeah. Let's go to Reddit, fam. See what's going on.
All right, responsible reporting. Responsible reporting.
It's from the Daily Mail. So it's from the Daily Mail. So
it's from the Daily Mail, Brad.
Brad, we talked about this last week. We don't report on things the Daily Mail says. What was the story last week? Was that
the Daily Mail had Norwich and Wales is what they had.
What was it? What was it last week? The Daily Mail had someone.
They also had
someone buying Chelsea. They had somebody in there.
They also had Aston Villa in London, I think.
I'm going to last week's. Hold on, I need to go to last week's timeline because I remember it. It was Everton. It was Everton. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, Everton going into administration.
Yeah. Oh, I just have Daily Mail story. Damn. Anyway,
it was administration.
We need to investigate this before we start reporting it.
Brad, the first thing you need to look at is source.
Well, I guess we'll find out if Daily Mail is good or not, and we can maybe bump them up a tier tomorrow. Hopefully not.
Humble listeners of Red Card Radio, Brad's going to be issuing an apology on Twitter tomorrow. Just wait for it. That's all we got for comments. We will. Oh, Brad. Let's talk about the Premier League. So we played some games this week. There were quite a few games that were played, and here's what the table looks like after those games were played. So in first position is Manchester City. They're on 70 points. Second position is Liverpool. They're on 66 points. They have a game in hand on City, though. Chelsea are in third on 59. Arsenal, in fourth on 51. They jumped over Manchester United, who had retaken fourth earlier in the weekend. United are in fifth. West Ham are in sixth. Wolves are in seventh. Spurs dropped to 8th after their defeat at Old Trafford. Villa are up to 9th. Southampton are down to 10th. Crystal Palace are in 11th. Leicester City are in 12th. Brighton Hove Albion are in 13th. Newcastle in 14th. Brentford are in 15th. Leeds United are in 16th. Everton are in 17th. Now the relegation zone, how it looks. We got Watford in 18th. Burnley in 19th. Norwich City in 20th. Watford are on 22 points. Burnley are on 21 points. Norwich City are on 17 points. So, as I am accustomed to doing on this podcast, I like to relegate people way too early. So I'm going to relegate Norwich City at this point. I think they're done. There's no chance for them. Burnley could stay up. Watford, interestingly enough, have the same number of games played as, the same amount of points as Everton, who are in 17th, but Everton have played 3 less games than them. So Everton have 3 games in hand. Now, to be fair, let's look at Everton has some games coming up. I think that we're going to preview for this week. They play Newcastle on Thursday. But they also have Palace in the FA Cup on Sunday. They're going to lose to Palace in the FA Cup. But they're probably going to lose to Newcastle. Like, the way Newcastle are playing and the way Everton are playing, Newcastle are 100% getting 3 points there. And they could put like 4 past them. So the goal difference will get close quickly, I think, for Everton. So Watford might miraculously stay up, especially since Watford and Everton play each other. And we looked at this last week. Everton have one of the hardest run-ins for the end of the season compared to the other teams, at least compared to Watford and Burnley. So it's much more difficult. Leeds United is 16th on 26 points. I don't think they're safe per se. They keep dropping points. Their run of form is quite bad.
Did they just win?
Yes, but still, that's 1 win. Who do they have coming up? It's Wolves. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose to Wolves. Wolves are good. So if I'm Leeds, I don't feel safe. The only thing that's good for Leeds is that they have 29 games played and they have 26 points. The question is, Burnley has 2 games in hand on them. Do we think Burnley are going to pick up all 6 points? It seems unlikely.
Probably not.
Sean is going to say yes to that because Sean believes. He has belief. So
that's a big 6 points, brother.
Well, then that would put Everton in the drop zone and Leeds in 17th with Burnley up to 16th. So they're moving up the table. But that's how the league table looks after match week 29, or I guess technically in the midst of match week 29, how the Premier League describes it.
Match week 28, 29, 30, 31. Just to be safe.
Not quite 30, 31 yet, Sean. But yeah,
just cover all the bases here.
Yeah, why not? So that's how the table
Daily Mail reported that was the weeks that we even played.
Well, if Daily Mail said it, we got to throw it out.
We had to put it in there.
So the specifics of the results. On Thursday last, Norwich hosted Chelsea. Chelsea won 3-1. Southampton hosted Newcastle. Newcastle won that game 2-1. Wolves and Watford in the battle of the teams that start with W, the game that always makes me excited. Wolves crushed Watford 4-0. And then in the Leeds Villa game, Villa beats Leeds 3-0. Move to the weekend on Saturday. Liverpool beat Brighton 2-0. Brentford beat Burnley 2-0. United and Spurs play. Sean, you picked 3-1. You were very close. United win 3-2. On Sunday, Chelsea get that 89th minute winner, win 1-0 against Newcastle. Everton lose to Wolves 1-0. Leeds and Norwich in James's pick of the week. Leeds do get that victory against Norwich, a very important victory. And that, if they had lost that game against Norwich, it would have been
much worse.
They would have been on 23 points. Norwich would have been on 20 points. It would have been really tight for those 5 teams. It would have been really tight. But I just don't see how Norwich save themselves. Southampton and Watford play to a 2-1 victory for Watford. West Ham beat Aston Villa 2-1. Arsenal beat Leicester 2-0. And Palace and City play to a 0-0 draw on Monday.
It was a good game.
So if we kind of look at, speaking of the good game, if there was a chart that I saw of teams that have taken the most points off Manchester City over the last 3 years or something like that, Crystal Palace is in that group.
Yeah, they were tied with Chelsea at 9 points taken off of.
Spurs have to be right there.
Spurs are 12.
Yeah, Spurs were number 1 on that list.
13, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because we are their Crystal Palace to us.
Yeah.
They fucking hate playing Spurs.
I don't know why.
I told y'all why. Because they play like computer robots, and you know what helps when you do that is when you know what the other team's going to do, and you can't possibly know what Spurs are going to do because we don't know what we're doing. That's how you break the computer. He doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't know how to compute because he's like, these guys are idiots. Why do they play like this? And I'm like, Pep, I'm saying the same thing. That's what I'm saying.
It's that meme of Pep talking to himself on the sideline. It's like right after Arteta left, he like turned to the chair that Arteta would be sitting, and he's like talking, but there's no one there.
Yeah. We'll have to Photoshop Sean into that picture. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Tell you they're shit. I don't know. They're beating your ass, but that's because you don't know what they're doing. Because they don't know what they're doing.
Excuse me. So go for it, bro.
The Chelsea game on Thursday, I was a little bit worried because that was the day the sanctions all came out. We were all in the group chat as everything went down, and then we score a goal 3 minutes into the game. Easy clap.
Yeah, you guys definitely took care of business that game. I mean, it could have spiraled out of control. Now, the interesting thing, because we were talking that day, that 3 UK, your guys' shirt sponsor, had requested that you guys remove all of their branding from your shirts and from the stadium. And
they've temporarily suspended their relationship with Chelsea FC, and so has Hyundai. So if you're out there, you should buy a Toyota and get Verizon for your phone service.
Why Verizon?
I don't know another one in the UK, so I just went with the US one.
Oh, because of Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
That would be T-Mobile, my friend. But also, are you supporting the Russian cause? No, I'm not going to put you in that. I'm not going to coordinate a note with him.
You should probably stop yourself right there.
Yeah, well, no, I was about to put you on the spot because of those comments.
We'll see. They played this weekend with the three sponsorship on the show. It'll be interesting to see, I guess, according to the Daily Mail, if this game actually takes place tomorrow, whether or not they'll have the 3 sponsorship on the shirt. Now, Brad,
I don't know if we have money to get new kits without the 3 on them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
I don't think because our credit cards are like, apparently like some of the funds are frozen, not from the UK government, but from the banks because of the sanctions. So I don't know. I'm interested to see.
We could have a Juventus situation going on with the jerseys, you know?
Yeah. You know what's
someone that also has blue sins.
And Nike.
They just need to go down to their local like soccer store and buy like 25 blue shirts.
That might be what ends up happening.
25 blue shorts, 25 sets of blue socks, and just call it a day.
If you want to come back, Samsung, if you want to come back after everything is done, I'm all for that.
Yes, another phone company. Yes, fantastic.
Well, they're more than just a phone company.
They're more than a phone company.
They're an electronics giant. Where were we?
Are they Russian?
We were going through the other team. Hey, James, your midweek pick of the week turned out to be
a snooze fest.
A very one-sided match.
To be fair, the only reason I specifically like that game is just because I think it's interesting that 2 teams that start with the letter W play against each other. That's the only reason I find it interesting at all. And I also have become kind of like a small Watford supporter because I like watching Ben Foster's podcast, the Fozcast on YouTube, or you can check him out. He's the cycling goalkeeper, also on YouTube. I find I really find the Fozcast is really interesting to me.
We have an important question here, though. Did you watch it?
That wasn't a question. I mean, you put it on there that it was James's.
You said that was my pick of the week. That's what you said.
But midweek pick of the week doesn't count. So of course I didn't watch it. I am a busy man. Okay. Do you think that baby running around didn't let me sit down and watch a soccer game for 2 hours?
That's facts. I understand that part.
No.
I do have breaking news.
Oh.
This I'm not sure has been said on the podcast before.
Okay, let's hear it.
Watford is, despite popular belief, my least favorite soccer team.
Oh, why?
Wow.
Remember when we were talking about how I picked my clubs based on their crest colors and somewhat on players?
Do you not like the Watford?
Watford. I was like, this fucking stupid moose. They got stupid colors. Fuck this team.
So
and would routinely trash them for no reason other than their crest and colors. And now here they are just still haunting my dreams with that stupid moose.
So it's funny because like Arsenal fans like were beefing with Watford a couple years ago because Troy Deeney came out. That was the cojones comment. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but he essentially said that Arsenal don't have any balls and like you can just bully them and beat them. And like 5 years ago, that might have been true. But so Arsenal fans like were beefing with Troy Deeney on the internet. And so I guess it's weird for an Arsenal fan to say that he has a soft spot for Watford, but I'm not in England, so I don't think I ascribe to a lot of those Twitter beefs that.
I mean, it's probably still Arsenal now that I'm like putting it out there, but like Watford is right there.
It's funny because Spurs is not anywhere near the top of my list for teams that I hate the most.
Dang.
Oh okay. Wow.
Shows how little Tottenham matters.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, the thing is I didn't grow up in North London, so like I don't have that like visceral reaction to Spurs.
Good old 3-point lane.
If you want to talk about Chelsea, though,
there's some hatred there.
They deserve everything that's coming to them. I could not be happier. It couldn't have happened to a better guy, a better club. They can go rot in League Two for all I care. I hope you guys get bought by Mike Ashley. All right.
Wow. Jealousy is just oozing off of you. It's amazing.
There's zero jealousy. There's zero jealousy. Chelsea Football Club ruined football. Roman Abramovich ruined football. He's been the
19
best
trophies.
He's been the best owner for a team, but he absolutely ruined football. There would be no Man City. There would be no Man City. There would be no PSG without Roman Abramovich.
Smells like jealousy.
I hope Thomas Tuchel ends up at Manchester United next year. I hope Manchester United come in and get Thomas Tuchel. I hope Manchester United sign Declan Rice.
Okay, Jamie Carragher.
I hope every bad thing that could happen to Chelsea happens to Chelsea because they absolutely deserve it. You guys didn't exist before 2003. Absolutely didn't exist.
You know, the further we get away from that, like the less impact that statement has.
All right. Well, my club was formed in the 1800s, so you can talk to me when you get to 125 years, 135 years now.
Hey, Sean might get there with this trophy drought.
That's true. Impossible. What game do you guys want to talk about of these results? What stood out to you?
Absolutely not a damn thing stood out to me.
You want to talk about that United Spurs game? I think we should.
I want to go on. Yeah, I think so.
So let's talk.
Exactly what I thought was going to happen.
No, Ronaldo calls Tom Brady to come back. You didn't predict that part.
What is Eric Dyer worth, man? What's he doing on the pitch?
He's a world-class center back.
Why does that man play football? So my beef with Spurs.
The first goal was a worldie. That was a really good goal.
It wasn't though.
It was a really well struck ball.
James is salty because I said the same thing, and James is salty because
but the 2 and 3 are like, what are we doing?
I have an issue with referring to the first goal as a world-class goal because Eric Dyer looks at Cristiano Ronaldo, takes a step, realizes it's Cristiano Ronaldo, and then backs off. And Ronaldo takes 2 touches after that and then kicks the ball. I expect every single professional footballer that plays in the Premier League to be able to put that on target from 22 yards. It wasn't that far. He was just outside the box, and Eric Dyer gave him all of the space in the world. No one challenged him. Eric Dyer was too worried about getting dribbled past to go defend the man.
The only reason I'll give that to you is that he was backpedaling. Like he was not attacking, he was moving backward. So it gave him the space to get it off. Not a lot. He's not far from him.
Oh, he ends up so far when he kicks
like,
the ball.
Yeah, he's like 3 to 5 yards back.
It's more than enough room for Ronaldo.
But what I'm saying is, though, if Eric Dyer closes him down, or even just attempts to close him down, Ronaldo doesn't have the same amount of time to gather himself and take that shot. Cristiano Ronaldo, we have discussed is one of the best footballers of all time. He is a freak of nature in terms of like his physical performance, and he can strike a football.
But that's why his ability, you can blame it on Dyer, but that's why I didn't like your critique of Lloris. Because if you give Ronaldo that space, he hits it so hard and so pure. There's no way you can blame Lloris for not getting to that.
I have no beef with Lloris.
I thought in the text chain you said something about Lloris reacting to it slow.
I'm gonna go back.
I thought you did.
He might have, but I don't think I have beef with Lloris on that. My beef is almost entirely with Eric Dyer.
My beef with the Lloris statement was when Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm stopping 0 out of 10 against Cristiano Ronaldo because he hits it so fucking hard.
You're stopping 0 out of 10 with everyone. Come on, man.
I'm on the record. Put it on the podcast record. I'm stopping 0 out of 10 from Ronaldo.
I mean, you got the sheets, but
yeah. I'll put it on the sheets. 0 out of 10 from Ronaldo. You guys imagine if one day we get big enough, right? No, Jimmy, I'm stopping a bunch. Well, now it's a bunch, but I'm stopping at least one. Let me walk that back for that gets that lands in the comment section next week.
Wait, what did you just say? I'm sorry.
He said I'm stopping a bunch, and he goes, at least one. A bunch is now at least one. Sean math.
In the comment section next week.
But imagine, I don't know what you were saying. Imagine if we're big enough and Ronaldo actually gets to kick these penalties.
Yeah, imagine.
Comes in.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Yeah, you're not saving one from Ibra or Ronaldo.
No, probably.
Or Jimmy.
Yeah, I said Ibra. My only chance with Ibra is that he's so cocky that he would try something stupid and I might be able to get to it. He would be trying to embarrass me, where Ronaldo's just blasting all 10 right past me.
Just like in a row. Like he's not just 10 across.
Yeah. Yeah, Ibra would get cute with it. Ronaldo would not. He's punishing me. He might kick a couple at me on purpose.
He might.
Because I'd probably get out of the way. He's kicking it so fucking hard.
I'm thinking about. I wonder how many I could get past you. I think we're gonna do that.
Uh oh.
Would it be greater than?
I'm gonna tear a ligament trying
dude, you and me both. Like an old man penalty taking kick out.
It's gonna be terrible.
The problem with me is I don't have half speed. I have not in my older age learned half speed, so I'm diving. I'm going to dive, and I'm going to hurt myself.
You're going to dislocate your shoulders and things like that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Here's what's happened. Sean's going to get his fingers to the first one, hurt his shoulder, and not be able to dive for the rest.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, because I'm that's it for you, boy.
But, did you want to talk about the Arsenal-Leicester game? You haven't been able to hype up Arsenal here.
Yeah, it's because we always...
Or do you want to go back with...
So, no, I don't have any more comments other than what is Eric Dyer doing on the pitch. I guess I would say that when who was it that scored right after the Harry Maguire own goal?
Oh, Romero.
Romero screamed in Maguire's face.
That was great. Yeah.
So Spurs deserve to lose after that. Like if I was Maguire, I would have found the next time I was near him and just like kicked the fuck out of his leg.
I just enjoyed it because we need. Like Dyer's bite is not a bite. Like everyone knows he's kind of just an idiot. So like someone who's actually kind of good with some like that like Pepe mentality of like fuck you bitch, I'm better than you. Well, Pepe's a little closer to Dyer, but like somebody with some fire to light some.
You're talking about Nicola Pepe? Okay.
Yeah, like in the Madrid back line, like he was the vocal leader, and he'll. No, not Nicola Pepe. I'm talking Pepe.
I got you. Portuguese guy. Yeah.
Like somebody light a fire under somebody's ass and actually back it up.
This reminded me. It just screamed Eric Lamela at me when I saw it.
Yeah,
and it just
we lost that without it. We lost that edge when we sold Dele and Lamela. We're not good enough to win on finesse and like handshakes after. We're gonna have to play a little edgy.
I just Harry Maguire looks at him and is just like, what? Like he shakes his head. I
do remember thinking that because Harry Maguire's like, what? Like he looks up from the ground. He's like, what are you doing?
I would absolutely.
It was an own goal.
I would have found him and like I would have Felipe Melo'd him, just like drop kicked him. That was uncalled for. And so then Spurs lose the game and it's deserved.
That's the only reason I like it. Sportsmanship wise, like he just put in an own goal, man. Like chill out. Yeah. Like you didn't score that. You didn't score that goal.
What were Spurs doing after they equalized to let Ronaldo score like 45 seconds later?
Nothing.
It's just
like there is no tactical analysis that is going to explain this stupidity.
Like, what is Conte thinking when that happens? He's like, all I care about is defense and playing hard and trying, and these people aren't doing any of it.
When that third one scored, all I could think of was it is football heritage.
Yeah.
That's all I could hear in my head.
Yeah.
It's just inevitable we are losing that game.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts about Spurs, because thank you, Brad, for prodding me into those. And now that I've gotten off, I was off track a little bit. Do I want to talk about Leicester? Absolutely. I want to talk about Arsenal and Leicester. Arsenal do the double over Leicester this year. First time since their title winning season. It was a good game. Arsenal.
Is it written in the stars
that Leicester are going to win the title this year?
No, that Arsenal are going to win the title this year.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not possible. And I'm not going to say I didn't see a Reddit post today on our Gunners that was purporting that it's possible, but it's possible.
Yeah. Till tomorrow.
By
the way, we're recording on Tuesday night for everybody.
I think that's established at this point, based on what I said about the Champions League earlier. But are you talking about with how I feel about Arsenal right now?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the thing is, even if we lose to Liverpool tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to be super upset. It's going to depend on the way in which we lose. So I wasn't upset after losing to City because we dominated them and they got a lucky goal to win the game. I was disappointed that we lost that game, but and I think there was a red card in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what changed it.
Like, there's always red card. It's been a couple weeks since Arsenal have had a red card, but like it seems like there's always a red card for Arsenal. But yeah, so no, Arsenal win very convincing. It was a super soft red card, handball. Excuse me, not red card, but handball for the penalty, for Laka's goal. But it's the kind of handball that, as Arsenal fans, we're looking at that and we're saying they're probably going to ignore this. It's probably not going to be given because that's just been our luck with VAR this year. And then so it's refreshing that it's given. I think by the letter of the law, technically is probably a handball, so therefore it has to be given, but it was super soft. But yeah, we controlled Leicester. I was thinking to myself as I'm watching this game, Arsenal are up 1-0. It really felt like this was a game that Arsenal needed a second goal in order to kind of put the game to rest, because if they didn't get the second goal, then Leicester would have scored in the 88th minute. I think Arsenal benefited tremendously from Jamie Vardy not being there. Jamie Vardy tends to have good games against Arsenal, so I was very happy not to see his face. I also just don't like his face, so I'm happy I didn't have to look at it for 90 minutes. I will be happy when Jamie Vardy retires, as long as he doesn't go into punditry for NBC. I will be happy. But yeah, Arsenal get their 5th win in a row. We are up to 4th, like sole possession of 4th with 3 games in hand on the teams above us. Like, I couldn't be happier. We have a tough run of games coming up, but whatever. Everyone, I don't think you want to go play Arsenal right now. Like, as much as like people don't want to play Liverpool, don't want to play Chelsea, don't want to play City. I think that you on our current run of form, I don't think you want to play Arsenal right now. I think that Liverpool would prefer to play someone else tomorrow. But we've got Liverpool tomorrow. They've got us. It'll be a good game. I think it will be a good game. Do I know who's going to win? I do. And Arsenal's going to win. But it is what it is. But yeah, any other games you guys want to talk about? The Palace City result is actually pretty impactful.
Yeah. So
now it's only 4 points, and Liverpool have a game in hand.
I was going to say that.
So
and they play still.
Yeah.
So if Liverpool wins out, they win the cup.
Yeah, they win the title.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Liverpool aren't going to win out because they're going to lose to Arsenal tomorrow. So,
Ooh.
but yes, but also the same can be said true about City, Brad. If City win out, they win. So it goes both ways.
Correct.
Because if both teams win out, then they both win the title.
Correct. Well, and Chelsea is 11 points out with the game in hand. Like with all the chaos going on right now, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you guys can get a good rate at the Motel 6 in Middlesbrough tomorrow night, and a good rate whenever you guys have to go to Manchester on a motel at Manchester. I think Kai Havertz said he was going to pedal the bike up there for you guys because you're not allowed to fly, and so Kai Havertz is going to get the credit card out and pay for things.
Kai's got one bus. Tommy's got the other bus.
It's a fucking clown car going up there.
But no, that Battle City game was super, super interesting to bring us back.
Sure,
to
how much of it did you get to watch?
I got a good amount.
Yeah.
Until my wife came home and then she took over the TV. But
I got a good amount of the game. Screwed us over with that. Yes. The afternoon games are starting at 4 now.
Yes, because it used to be like the last 15 minutes when she's like, "Oh, there's 15 minutes left." Cool.
But when it's 45, when it's a whole half, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. It's not happening.
Not a lot to dig on Arsenal this week. So here's my one, and this is a Hail Mary here. Brad, do you want to take a guess at the only teams in their current round of form to have not scored points?
What?
To not have scored points in their current round of form.
Like to have 5 straight losses.
To get zero to not have any points. Yeah, I have the team. I know what team it is, but it would be.
Sorry, it's 2 teams. I thought I said only 2 teams.
Oh, there's 2 teams that haven't scored. Norwich.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You get that one. That one's a given.
And Brentford.
No,
it's not. Oh. There isn't another one.
It's Brighton.
It's Brighton.
Oh, it is Brighton.
I was pretty sure that Arsenal lost to Brighton earlier.
We lost to Brentford earlier this season.
That's why I said Brentford.
Yeah, I was real confused at where this. We might have lost to Brighton as well earlier this season. I don't remember.
Well,
I don't know where
I got that wrong. That's a fail. Yeah, I was pretty sure that Brighton. Beat Arsenal.
Oh, so you were gonna do the?
They drew.
Yeah.
You were gonna do that. Oh, well, they beat you, so clearly they're better than
you.
Therefore, yeah. Okay, got you. Yeah.
They drew.
They did draw, but I was pretty sure that they beat you guys.
That felt like a loss at the time. It was disgusting weather.
That was October 2nd, yeah.
The wind was blowing all over the place. I remember like goal kicks were taken and that's a good kick, and it lands 5 yards in front of the halfway line, and you're just like, what is going on here? Everton are a dumpster fire. Yeah, Everton could go down. I wouldn't be surprised if Everton end up getting relegated this year.
At this point, I don't know. We were joking about it. It is a real possibility.
Yeah. With their current games coming up, it's
their Burnley game is going to be huge, and then the Brentford game is going to be huge.
Maybe
Burnley and Watford are the only 2 games where they might win. So
maybe they have to get 6 out of that.
Maybe next week when we have the international break, we should dig into that about like relegation and like who has look at like the games that are coming up and look at the potential point totals and things like that and see who gets relegated. And then
do we want to change our picks? Our midway picks?
No. I think we have to hold Keep true. And I have to find a way to get Brighton relegated for mine to work out. But yeah, so
they've lost 5 straight. So
yeah, I mean, well,
they're doing it for you.
Well, how many points do they? They have quite a few points though. 33.
They threw it in reverse hard.
I don't
7 points from 10 games.
I don't. Even if they don't get 7 points, it feels like 33 points is safe this year. It feels like 30 points might be safe. Probably not safe, but quickly let's hit the Champions League. So last Wednesday, Madrid and PSG. PSG go up 1-0 in the first half of that game, effectively going up 2-0 on aggregate. And then Karim Benzema just has a second half of dreams, scores a hat trick in the second half to eliminate Lionel Messi, Neymar, and PSG from competition. Also Kylian Mbappe, who is probably going to be on Madrid next season. So this was kind of your shot, PSG. So it sucks. I assumed that Pochettino is going to be fired as a result. He apparently has not, but apparently their training sessions have been very sad recently. City and Sporting played to a 0-0 draw. So City advanced 5-0 on aggregate. And then today, there were 2 games today. A week later, we had United hosting Atletico Madrid at Old Trafford. They had that in the bag, right? Just easy dub, right? At Old Trafford, get that win, right? Yeah, no.
Bruno's back, you know.
Yeah. Ollie's at the wheel. Not Ollie.
Ralph.
Ralph's. That was a joke. Thought Rio Ferdinand. Actually, Atletico win 1-0 and eliminate Manchester United at Old Trafford. Scoreline 2-1. Well done, Manchester United. Very good. Very proud of you guys. And then Ajax and Benfica. Benfica get the 1-0 victory in Ajax. So they win on aggregate 3-2. So interesting that both the home teams lost 1-0 in these games, and both of them get eliminated. Atletico played pretty well tonight. I thought that United just didn't look good for the amount of game that I got to watch.
That Oblak save was amazing.
It was he was in the right place at the right time because his face saved the ball.
Pow. But hey,
Sean, that was like an open platform for you to talk about the David De Gea save that you wanted to talk about earlier. No, not doing it. Screw him. All right, David De Gea needs to retire.
David De Gea, yeah, he does. No, that was a really good goal, but it's usually because he's out of position anyway.
But yeah, so that's going on. The only
really good save.
Only 2 games we have left in the Champions League in the round of 16 is Juve hosting Villarreal tomorrow and Chelsea going to France and playing Lille, allegedly, according to the Daily Mail.
Might be off.
That brings us to what we've got coming up. So between now and Wednesday, or tomorrow, Wednesday, and Sunday, we've got a handful of Premier League games. So tomorrow we've got Brighton and Spurs and Arsenal versus Liverpool. On Thursday, Everton hosting Newcastle. On Friday, Wolves are hosting Leeds. On Saturday, Villa host Arsenal. On Sunday, Leicester host Brentford, and Spurs play West Ham. And then we also have, this is an FA Cup weekend. So we've got Middlesbrough hosting Chelsea on Saturday. On Sunday, we've got Palace hosting Everton, Southampton hosting City, and Nottingham Forest hosting Liverpool. So quite a few matches coming up in both the Premier League and the FA Cup. Clearly the Arsenal-Liverpool game, I think, is a standout on Wednesday tomorrow. Any of these other games, do you guys particularly excited about between the Premier League or the FA Cup?
I'm just in between if this is going to be a hope game or one where we draw 1-1 with a team in a free fall type situation with the Brighton Spurs.
Yeah.
It's either a 4-0
2 games.
It's either a 4-0 drubbing by Spurs, or it's like a 1-1 tight knuckle booty hole tight game.
I think you guys beat Brighton handily tomorrow, but I think
lose to West Ham.
I think you lose to West Ham. Yeah.
You guys, you gotta keep the pattern. It's a roller coaster. You go up the hill, then down the hill.
Yeah. That's probably likely, but it would not surprise me if we drew to Brighton and then lost to West Ham.
I mean, I'm okay with that timeline as well. So if you want to speak that into existence, I'm okay with that as well. I also think the Villa Arsenal game will be pretty good because Villa are much better than they were early in the season. Arsenal beat them and essentially got Mike Dean sacked. That was not Mike Dean. Dean Smith smacked.
Dean Smith. There you go.
There's too many Deans.
Got a whole lot of Deans going on around here.
Deans and Howards and Mikes, and it's crazy. So the Villa team that Arsenal played earlier in the season, not the same. And so I think I'm so like the Liverpool game is a toss up in my opinion. Liverpool are on an 8-game winning streak. Arsenal are on a 5-game winning streak. Both of them need to win this game for different reasons. And so I think it's going to be a very good game. What, Brad?
Liverpool just took an L to Inter.
Yes, but I'm talking about Premier League.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't. I should have clarified that. But so both teams need to win for different reasons. So like it's a toss up to me. And honestly, if you lose to Liverpool, that's not the end of the world because Liverpool are one of the best teams in Europe, one of the best teams in the world. Now Villa, Arsenal, like if you think about it, Arsenal should be beating Villa, but they're a much better team now after January, after getting Gerrard, than they were before. So I think that's going to be. I'm going to be more nervous about the Villa game than I am about the Liverpool game. Now, if we beat Liverpool tomorrow, then the Villa game is free to me, in my opinion. Now, if we draw or lose against Liverpool, then it feels like the Villa game becomes a need to win game situation for me. That's just how I see it.
Hey, what's the pick of the week?
I mean, looking at these games, Everton, Newcastle, probably. There's no relegation fodder teams playing against each other. It's just like Everton versus Newcastle, and Newcastle are clearly going to stay up. But Everton, I'm interested by that because Everton is a disaster. But I think I'm also going to watch the Nottingham Forest Liverpool Cup game. I think that's really I'm rooting for Nottingham Forest and Middlesbrough to advance in the cup.
I think everybody's rooting for Middlesbrough except Chelsea fans.
All right. So here's James's pick for the cup. This is who I want to win the cup games. I want Middlesbrough to beat Chelsea. I want Everton to beat Palace. I want Southampton to beat City. And I want Forest to beat Liverpool. So then we have semifinals of Middlesbrough, Everton, Southampton, and Forest.
So pretty much a championship final.
Yeah, exactly. That's the championship playoff, one blue playoff.
When to stay in.
Yeah. Who do you guys have in the Champions League matches tomorrow?
Assuming the game goes on, Chelsea and Villarreal upset Juve.
Juve have been playing a lot better. I think Juve win that game 2-0.
I think Lille advance on aggregate after a 3-0 forfeit.
So says the Daily Mail.
Yo, so this would be wild if two English teams get eliminated from European competition in one season based on having to forfeit away games in France. That would be wild. But I'm also here for that timeline as well. But I don't think that's going to happen because Kai Havertz is going to get the rowboat out. He's going to row everyone across the channel. I mean, Chelsea should already be in France.
They are.
Okay. Right. So
they are.
How did they get there? They go
through
the channel?
But they weren't allowed to fly.
No, the flights for everything was already purchased for Lille before the lockdown came in. So like Middlesbrough will be the first game where we have £20,000 to get everybody there.
Gotcha.
It seems like a lot of money, but when you think about the fact that you need to have like
moving the staff and all the equipment and the players, that evaporates quickly.
Yeah.
They already bumped
flights
up
are out. Yeah, flights are out.
They gave us the £500,000 to run a game, and they're like, hey, that's not like enough for half of our stadium. So they bumped it to like 900,000, so like right in the middle of what an average game would cost Chelsea to run. So and Chelsea even tried to give away these tickets. Hold on, before we get, because I know you want to go into.
I was going to miss that.
I know you want to go into that, but
hold on.
Chelsea tried to give away these tickets, and the FA and the English government wouldn't let them. So like,
so Chelsea.
How else do you get a reaction?
Chelsea's not allowed to sell tickets, so apparently they asked to give the tickets away, and everyone said no, and so then they petitioned the FA to play the game behind closed doors for sporting integrity, which is the most ludicrous thing I have ever heard. from.
So the game's just gonna have the away fans amount of Borough fans.
It has 600 Chelsea fans. I think the Borough Stadium probably has like 12,000 seats.
What Chelsea wanted, I think the Middlesbrough Stadium's bigger than that, Brad.
Okay, sure.
Middlesbrough's a big club.
Yeah. Chelsea, they can't sell tickets right now. They can't make a profit right now on anything, so they can't sell anything realistically. But those 600 seats had already been sold beforehand, before the sanction came in, I guess. But for the absolute gall to ask for the game to be played behind closed doors is why Mike Ashley needs to buy this club, and you guys need to get relegated to Division 4. It's absurd to me that Chelsea would even request that. That's
they got them a response. So they've been trying to get a response. Hey, can we sell tickets at cost? Hey, can we give these tickets away? No, nothing. So of course you have to do something crazy, and then it gets on there, and the FA's like, oh, you guys probably should be able to sell some tickets as long as no money goes to Roman. You guys should be able to sell some tickets.
Well,
because that just hurts the fans.
The FA has no say in it. It's the sanctions from the UK government.
Right. But the FA can then help Chelsea be able to actually sell tickets.
I don't know. Chelsea should just not exist anymore. Just you guys have been profiting off of Roman Abramovich, and Roman Abramovich is a warmonger.
Okay, Jimmy Carragher.
Okay. All right.
Stop with this nonsense.
So if James gets his way, who's going to be your new club, Brad? Is it Man City?
Plastics go to Plastics.
Dang. Let's see. What would my new squad?
He's going to be a Newcastle fan.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go.
Let's go.
There we go.
And then
it's the real class. Let's go.
In 20 years, when Saudi Arabia invades Egypt, and we all get in an uproar about Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Arabian owners are yeeted. He'll have to pick a new club at that point.
It'll be whatever.
But it's every 20.
Give me a black and white kit just in case Chelsea get nuked. Give me.
All right. That's all we have. We'll end it there. I think that's a good place to end. As always. Yeah, sure.
Hey, this is a good place to interject.
Always.
Do you know how music says goodbye?
It just stops.
Audios.
Wow.
I like that. That's good. That's a good one. I like that.
That's decent.
But if you're still listening, first off, I really appreciate it. I don't know if I would still be listening if I just stumbled across 3 bozos talking about soccer on YouTube. But if you are, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and come back next week to hear us ramble on about more stuff. But as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow, rate, review 5 stars. You wouldn't want to break your toe or anything like that. Leave us 5-star on Apple Podcasts. Hit us up, leave us a comment either on YouTube, join our Discord, which is in the comment section. You can leave us comments on Discord, or you can hit us up on Twitter. As always, I am Brad. That's at KSBradG on Twitter. That's at Whiteheart_Sean on Twitter. I am at James Tiffany on Twitter, and we collectively are at Redcard_Radio on Twitter. And you'll probably get a response from Brad if you tweet at our Twitter handle, and that's my quick caveat, so everybody knows that Brad mostly handles the Twitter account and will probably have some ridiculous Chelsea bias when he responds to you, and not tell you that he's responding to you.
What?
We should probably hire a Twitter person to do that.
This has never happened before. I disagree with you.
So that we don't let Brad's bias get out there. But as always, we really appreciate it. And thank you so much. And we will see you all next time.